what kind of barriers have you come across till now, or in the studies, what are the sort of barriers that are listed? And from your experience and of working with so many women, talking to them, what is it that you see that comes up often?
Yeah, so I think, see, a lot of the barriers, right? Because there is now, everyone is aware of this to a certain extent, which also means a lot of people are politically correct. So we also always talk about, DI policies being in place, or this policy of being focusing on meritocracy, right? But at the same time, we see there are a lot of underlying layers of unconscious bias, which are there across, like, a lot of organizations, and we might just feel that, oh, we are just merit focused, right? So for example, we looked at the entire life cycle of investing, right, from hiring and recruitment of employees in your organization, to how we are promoting, how we are doing the appraisal, and finally, like, who is getting the money and the funding, and then how we are looking at the investee companies as well. So we looked at multiple different processes and policies. So while a lot of these firms had the policies in place, the implementation was where we saw was a huge gap and challenge because of the unconscious biases.
So for example, आपने बोला कि बहुत सारे biases होते हैं which are unconscious biases.
Correct.
People don't even realize
Right.
that they are doing something
Right.
because सामने वाला एक महिला है, एक लड़की है, whatever.
Yeah.
So what kind of unconscious biases, if you could go into sort of specifics,
Sure.
or maybe give an example?
Yes. So we did this workshop with a set of fund managers, and we saw that, simple things like recruitment, right? We might just say कि हमने JD निकाला है, and that is based on merit, right? But there might be a lot of words, and there is, say, an AI tool that we kind of also deployed when we did this exercise. We asked all the fund managers in the room, about 30 to 40 of them, to get their JDs, and we put this in an AI tool to see how many words of the JD itself were very masculine focused, talked about as them as an individual contributor versus a team player, or talked about them achieving aggressive targets or being in a very competitive environment, versus if you look at a lot of these feminine traits of collaboration, teamwork, working together, I think these parts were not as much focused, which also actually deterred a lot of women from just applying to those roles. So, this is something
Right.
that we don't even realize in how we are wording, say, a JD, how we are putting out the application to call for more women, or just call for more candidates. So I think looking at every small aspect is very, very important. Another example, so there's a very famous book which talks about a woman entrepreneur who had created a product on a better quality of breast pump, which was, giving,
Better output.
yeah,
and-
better, which was more comfortable. And here, when she went to pitch this to investors, in the US, they were actually just playing with that instrument and making fun of it, saying there are enough in the market, why do you need another one? Whereas this was like a very, very well identified gap where women weren't finding good quality breast pumps. But because the entire, say, the VC folks who were evaluating it were completely male dominated, and it was not like a lived or a personal experience for them, they didn't even realize the
That there
importance
is
of
a
the product.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think such cases, and again, they might have just brushed it off saying, oh, there's no market or there's no demand, and said that, okay, we want to just focus on meritocracy and business case, right? But these are unconscious biases because of not having those lived experiences. You kind of tend to overdo.